Welcome to another episode of Beyond Cheers, Detective Gomez Files. How you doing, everybody? I'm Detective Gomez. I'm your host today. And today we're talking about the Miami Dolphins. Tyreek Hill. If you've watched football, if you're a big football fan, I'm a big football fan myself. I love the Miami Dolphins. It's my #1 football team. I actually like Tyreek Hill. I think he's a really good wide receiver for the Miami Dolphins. And he got in some trouble over the weekend. He was detained by the Miami Dade Police Department for speeding and acting like a fool. But let's talk about that for a second. I mean, you get stopped. Nobody likes to get stopped by the police department. It's very obvious. Nobody likes to get stopped by the police department. Nobody likes to if you got someplace to go, last thing you want to get stopped by the police. And this is a true case of somebody in a hurry, someplace that they got to go, and the police department stopped me for you got to go. So this past Sunday, the Dolphins played the Jacksonville Jaguars. Tyreek Hill was on his way to the stadium, and from what I understand, they have to be there 3 hours ahead of the game. So he was on his way to the game. He got stopped by a motorcycle police department of the police, and he got stopped. The officer knocks on his window, and Tyreek rolls the window down. And he goes, "Don't knock on my window like that, bro." Tells the police department, "Don't knock on the police department like that, bro." And the officer goes, "Well, how do you expect me to know that I'm here if I'm not, I can't see you?" And his windows are tinted and they're dark. So it escalates to, he tells him that again. He gives him his license and he rolls his window back up again. Well, the officer knocks on his window again and goes, "Can you keep your window down?" Well, he knocks on it a couple times. And then Tyreek says something like, "Don't tell me." It almost sounds like he's fixing to tell him, "Don't tell me what to do," or something like that. But he tells him, "Don't tell me." The officer's, "Look, I need you to keep your window down." Now, for the police department, there's something called officer safety. Officers like to keep an eye on your hands. That's why they always tell you to keep your hands out of your pockets. They want to see that, just because he's an athlete doesn't mean he's not a thug. It doesn't mean he's not a criminal. There's plenty of athletes that get in trouble that are criminals. He doesn't know he's got a gun in the car. He doesn't know anything about this guy initially. So then he tells him to roll his window again. He goes, "Roll your window." And he knocks on, and then I bang on the window. He's knocking on the window, tells him to knock the window down again. And Tyreek, they get an altercation at that time where Tyreek, then the officer gets upset. He says, "You know what? Tell you what, roll the window down or I'm going to pull you out of the car." So he goes, so then he rolls it down. He goes, "You know what? I'm going to pull you out of the car anyway." He opens the door, grabs him, pulls him out of the car, takes him to the pavement, and handcuffs him to another officer. Well, at that same time, Tyreek's calling his agent, Drew. His name's Drew. And they say, "Hey, I'm getting arrested. Well, the officer handcuff him, get him back up, and take him to the curb. And they ask him, "We need you to sit down on the curb." He says, "No, I just had surgery on my knee." Now, if you have surgery on your knee, what are you doing playing football? That's another question. All right, so then one officer goes, he says, "I guess you didn't have surgery on your ears," or something like that. And he forces him to the ground and makes him sit. Well, eventually, his agent shows up. They talk everything out. He gets issued a couple of citations. I think one for no seatbelt and one for speeding. And they let him go. He gets to the game, scores a touchdown, helps the Miami Dolphins, and wins the game. One officer's put on administrative leave for a little bit while they investigate the incident. Now, when I saw this video come out initially, I said, "There's got to be more to this. There's got to be more to this than just officers grabbing him and throwing him on the ground. There's got to be more to this." Now, Stephen Smith of the ESPN came out, and all the cops were wrong. They did this, they did this, they did this. The Miami Dolphins even made a statement. They did this. Even the coach came out and said a statement. The cops were wrong. Nobody was there. I wasn't there. But after I saw at first I saw the video, and I go, "You know what? There's got to be more to this." Then I saw the body cam footage. And I heard Tyreek Hill talking smack to the cops. Almost sounded like he was, entitled. "Come on, bro, hurry up. Hurry up, man. I got someplace to go. Do what you got to do." Cops don't want to hear that from anybody. And if you start talking like that, and all you're doing, there's something called pissing off the police department. That's what he did. He pissed them off. He pissed off the police department. And you know what? Once you do that, there's no turning back. The cops are going to make it as difficult as they can for the experience that you're having with him at that particular time. And that's why he got taken to the ground. They probably didn't want him to sit down because they probably thought he was going to take off running, which is possible. Law enforcement sometimes will have you sit on a curb because they think you might take off running. That's the way it is. They didn't know him. Now, later on, they found out who he was, but initially, they didn't know. Another thing that kind of upset me a whole lot is when Tyreek Hill was asked about this after the football game, he was, talking to me. I don't know what, I don't know why he stopped. He knew. He knew. He knew what he had done wrong. And it's just sad that, he should just say, look, I was driving fast. The reason the police, these officers are probably working off duty out there because there was like 4 or 5 of them out there. They're probably working off duty to protect people from guys like him driving these, fast, fancy cars, or fast anyway, because there's pedestrians going to the game, there's families going to the game, they're there to protect people. But once you piss off the police department, piss off a police officer, you can rest assured, if you get arrested, the rest of your night or day is going to be miserable. I've heard of officers sometimes just, say you go to jail, they make you wait in line, in a longer line to get checked in, just so it makes your experience there even longer, so you don't get to see a judge the next morning. So there's all kinds of things officers can do to make your life miserable once you have an altercation, especially if you're being an ass. And it looked like right here, Tyreek just being an ass. I hate to say it like that. That's what he's doing. He could have. It all started from the beginning. He could have said, "Sir, here's my driver's license. By the way, I'm Tyreek Hill from the Miami Dolphins. I'm running a little bit late. I'm sorry, I was speeding. But the officers doesn't want to hear. Do what you got to do, bro. Do what you got to do. They don't want to hear that. Keep your driver's license, get your ticket, move on. But you can't be thinking you're entitled. You can't think you're better than them. That's where he was wrong. He thought he was better than them. Do what you got to do, man. Do what you got to do. Don't tell me roll my window down. Don't tell me. Who do you think you are? The officers are there to take control of that particular situation, figure out what's going on, write him a ticket or not write him a ticket. Why not just let him go? But he couldn't stop talking. And lots of times, when you start talking too much, they're going to do something with you, whatever it is, throw you in jail, detain you, or something. That's what happened here. If you ever know, like somebody trying to cause a crowd together, so they always look at the ones making the most noise and they arrest them first. And that's what he did. He pissed them off. So, I'm a little upset because the Miami Dolphins came out and made a statement against the police officer. And then they made Tyreek's like, I don't know what happened. But Stephen A. Smith even said something. But, if you could stop for speeding, he was doing wrong. Stop. Hey, here's my driver's license. I'm sorry, I was going too fast. You got me. But be respectful. Hey, bro. Hey, bro. Hey, man, do what you got to do, bro. Hurry up. I got to go. They're going to make me late. Cops don't want to hear that because they're going to make you late. So I hope that anybody, not have to be a celebrity or a football player or anything like that, know that when you get stopped by the police, do what they ask you to do. Talk to them right. They're trying to figure out why were you driving so fast? This is what happened. Pissed off the police department, and they detained him, and they handcuffed him. They didn't know what he was up to, talking crazy. I thought he was on drugs. Who knows? Who knows? But for officer safety reasons, they pulled him out of the car. And after that, he couldn't stop talking. Something's wrong with this guy. They got to figure this thing out. And of course, they figured out he played for the football team. And then he called his agent out there. And his agent right now talking about a bunch of noise about they're going to take action against he's going to take action against them. I think it's Drew Rosenhaus. That's his name. Drew going to take action against the police department for what? Because your client was driving like an idiot, talking smack to the cops? No. Right now, cops are living in a very, very dangerous society. People don't like cops. Sadly to say, you hear a lot of police officers get shot, get ambushed, get executed. All kinds of things are happening these days to police officers. And for him acting like that, they didn't know what he was up to. They didn't know what he was doing. So I think this is a good example of how not to act if you get stopped by the police department. Act right. Do the right thing. So you don't end up on the pavement. You don't want to get handcuffed. you know, do the right thing. I guarantee you he'd been gone in 15 minutes or less. But him talking all that smack to the cops, nah, they weren't having it. They're not going to put up with it. So if you're watching this podcast, you're listening to it, you know, even if I get stopped, I'm just, hey, I'm sorry, I made a mistake, man. I got stopped not too long ago. I told the officer, I said, man, that was a good spot. You got me. You know, I'm sorry, I was speeding. I was in a hurry. I was trying to get here. And the guy goes, you know what, man, just take it easy. Have a good day. Let me go. I was cooperating. That's what they want you to do. Cops are there to take a charge of whatever's going on, control of the situation, figure out what's going on, and then let you go. If there's nothing going on, I'll let you go. But he wouldn't stop talking. And that's what got him in trouble. He pissed off the police department. And that's what he did. And once you do that, there's no turning back. So, Tyreek, I wish you the best of luck for the next football game. I know you play the Buffalo Bills. And just know that in the future, man, you just got to act right, bro. Just got to act right, bro. I'm going to call you bro. I'm not the police part. But Tyreek, you just got to act right, man. You're a good guy. Overall, I think you're a good guy. I think you're a great football player. But at the end of the day, you got to act right. And you got to give these officers respect, man. They're out there working to protect you and other people around the stadium. And if you don't do that, you're only asking for trouble. And you'll get it. You'll find it. They'll find it for you. So please respect the police department, respect the authority. These guys are out there working hard to protect your fans, the citizens of Miami, and yourself. But that's just very sad to see. So, like I said, ladies and gentlemen, you know anybody's doing some things like that, don't know how to act in front of the police, always tell them to settle down. So less likely they'll go to jail or get detained. All right, that's all I got to say about Mr. Tyreek Hill. Best of luck this week against the Buffalo Bills. And ladies and gentlemen, I want to thank you for being part of our podcast today. Take care, and I'll see you next time. And of course, we want to thank Mr. Juan Hernandez. You can contact him at 214-900-0000. He's a personal injury attorney here in the Dallas-Fort Worth area. He can help you with a car accident, slip and fall, 18 motorcycle accident. Call him today. He will help you out. And also, I want to thank Ms. Victoria 𝐤𝐸𝐸. She's a divorce attorney in the Dallas-Fort Worth area. She sponsors our show also. She's very good. If you decide you're going through a divorce, you need help, contact her, get some advice, so she'll lead you in the right direction. All right, contact her today, 214-391-5555. Take care, ladies and gentlemen. We'll see you next time on Beyond Cheers.
This is Detective Gomez, everybody. He'll uncover everything that you're hiding. This is Detective Gomez, everybody. Watch out, he'll know if you're lying. This is Detective